This is where it all started 20 years ago. Why New Haven? New Haven was a place that embraced me as an individual. And I started at Southern Connecticut State University here in New Haven, and met a lot of great people. I'm still friends to this day. Met my wife, Nancy, and I decided actually to go to embalming school. Nancy was very, very supportive. In fact, I lived in New York, and of course we stayed together. And after embalming school, during my apprenticeship, we got very, very close. My uncle has a funeral home in New York City. His name is Manuel E. Faust. He is from Arcadia, Florida, like my mom. He's a Vietnam vet, which is where he started handling deceased remains. His job was to retrieve bodies and bring them back to base and get them ready for shipping. And when he left Vietnam, he came back and he went into that trade. And eventually opened his own funeral home. He said he needed help, and I thought it was kind of interesting what he did. I've always found him intriguing. He talked to me about business, he talked to me about dealing with people, and he talked to me about the opportunities that were available in the funeral industry. And I said, you know what, I want to give this a try. And that's where it all began. My parents weren't heavy on telling me what to do, but making sure that I did something productive. My parents would tell me when I was growing up, we want you to go to school, get a job, go to school, get an education so you can get a good job. I heard that time and time and time again. If you don't go to school, you have to learn a trade. They celebrated the fact that I wanted to go into something that I was interested in doing. So it wasn't a fight, it wasn't a tussle. It was, oh, okay, great. This is good. This will be good for you. This is a neighborhood that I grew up in. Used to walk down this street every single day, Indian Hill Road. This was a safe haven for me. A childhood mirror. I looked through this every single day as I got dressed to go to school, to go to work. I did not know what I wanted to be or who I wanted to be. I like sports. I like basketball, football, baseball. I used to play the guitar. It's a rhythm guitar. A Windsor High School band. I actually got a scholarship. Berkeley University in Boston. I had a child when I was young, at 18. So I was a teenage dad. I did not know what I was doing. As a father, a child, myself, I didn't take the scholarship because I felt the overwhelming responsibility to take care of my son. And I thought it was important that I be a man and step up and go to work to take care of him. And that's what I did. My brother and I, my oldest brother, Fayon Hill, he and I went into a catering business together. He was the real person. Like he had been in the industry for a very, very long time. I had the business acumen, and we ran a business called PC Catering for about 5 or 7 years or so, and we did very well. I also was a realtor. I bought and sold homes for clients, and I would just hustle. This is the second location, the expansion of Howard Cahill Funeral Services. It's 319 Barber Street. This is where I decided to start the Hartford Renaissance District. It's a vision to redevelop this whole entire neighborhood, to create economic development, stable housing, and a place where people can thrive where they live.
This is what we're going to bring to the north end of Hartford and other sections of Hartford. It's the Hartford Renaissance District. It's the opportunity to revitalize a community that had been vacant and dormant for a very long time. We had a lot of programs that we're looking to develop. We have a lot of things that we're going to do around housing, economic development for this community, and I'm being a proud supporter of the Hartford Renaissance District.
There's nothing greater than to see and witness the renaissance of a city, to see its people engaged, involved, and to see the kind of infrastructure improvements and money enhancements that are long overdue and need to come into the city of Hartford to create the renaissance that will uplift all people and help us as we go forward.
Sitting on several different boards and dealing with specific legislators,
I am the board chair of the New Haven Chamber of Commerce.
I'm able to see very clearly.
Prosperity Foundation, we focus on education, health, and economic development.
How groups of people are impacted.
The Black Business Alliance was something I created because I wanted to create an environment or an ecosystem where Black people can support Black businesses, where Black people can shop, and Black people can celebrate their own culture. We received an award. I say we because I incorporate my team, my wife, and everyone who's helped me along the way. We received the Lifetime Achievement Award. It was given by President Joe Biden. I think in my mind, failure was not an option. So my foot was on the gas at all times. I never looked back, and I don't care what's in my way. I'm going through it, over it, under it, around it. I'm going that way.
This is my third location. It's located 94 Granby Street, and that's in Bloomfield, Connecticut. It is the home of Henry L. Fuqua Funeral Service. It's the organization, the company that I purchased.
As a Black funeral director, in my mind, we are the keepers of our own culture. When it was time to organize, the funeral director acted as the convener. So I didn't think about failure. I didn't think about a sign of relief. Like I don't feel that now. People would look at me and say I'm extremely successful. Okay, yeah, I agree, but I'm not comfortable here where I am. And I like the fact that I'm not comfortable. Because when I think about the work that needs to be done, no one can afford to be comfortable. It's 20 years later, and I did not see myself having 3 locations. I saw myself being here 20 years, but not with 3 locations. It's been an amazing journey. I feel like we're just getting started, and I feel that there is so much more that we can do, not just for this business, but for the community. That's who I serve. When I'm speaking to the broader community, I sort of dig in on uncomfortable conversations. That's been sort of my brand. We need to talk about these things that America has done and that hasn't acknowledged. And I'm gonna make you talk about it, and I'm gonna use my position to do that.